Good morning, YouTube. What's going on, everybody? Company drivers versus owner operator. I want to make this video to talk to all my truckers out there. If you're thinking about becoming an owner operator, maybe you've been doing a company for a while. Maybe you've been doing it for a hot minute, and you're ready to make that leap. And you don't really know what to expect. And here's what I'll say to that. What to expect is more responsibility, right? You're gonna make a lot more money, but you're gonna have more responsibility. So you have to prepare yourself. Very important that you do that. Most new owner operators go back to being company drivers because they didn't prepare themselves. They dramatically underestimated what it's gonna take for them to go out there and be a successful owner operator or a successful fleet owner and have a successful trucking business. See, it's a lot more than just making the money, okay? It's keeping your money and protecting your money as well, okay? Now, most company drivers, when they transition to become an owner operator, the only skill that they transfer with them is, I know how to drive a truck, right? But there's a couple more skills that you have to build, and that's what I want to speak about in this video. And skill number one is the skill of managing your money, like just being prepared. You have to be prepared with your trucking business, because in trucking, it's not if something happens with your truck, is when something happens. And if you don't have the capital, or if you're suffocating your cash flow because you have to transfer that cash flow over and take care of all of your expenses and your repairs, then you're not going to grow, right? And that's one of the things with trucking, right? So you don't want to not be ready, because your chances of success is going to be a lot lower. You want to be ready financially. Like, overestimate what do you think is going to cost. Have money to back you up. I usually tell my clients to have a $20,000 credit card. Like, have a fund bucket to back you up as you're starting your business, because you want to protect that cash flow. The first 3 to 6 months of your trucking business is going to be some of the most crucial time, because if you're suffocating that cash flow, if you're not protecting the income that you're making, it's going to put you in a very bad position. And then one or two hiccups can probably put you out the game. Most likely, it'll put you out the game, and you'll go back to being a company driver. So you don't want to do that, because you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to get a lot of benefits, right? Now, that's the second thing. The benefits that you get as an owner operator, as a business owner, right? As an independent contractor, you get a lot of benefits. And that plays into the keeping your money and even the protecting your money part, right? So you want to keep your money. You're going to have this opportunity where you're going to be able to thread in your life, with your business as an owner operator, right? Your phone bills, your fuels, some of your miscellaneous expenses that can transfer over from personal to business. And that's how you really start to play the game at the highest level, okay? Knowing how to leverage your tax write-offs, right? Like the benefits that you get as an owner operator, as a business owner, you have to take advantage of it. You have to leverage it, which is very, very important. So being ready financially, right? Keeping your money when you start making your money. So knowing how to do the tax write-off game, knowing how to protect your money, right? Knowing how to monitor your money. So when you're making money, how do you identify your miscellaneous? How do you identify the expenses, right? And make sure that you're maximizing your profit, in your pocket profit. So that's one of the things that you have to focus on. And the last thing I want to say is the framework that you use, okay? Be very careful with the truck that you buy when you're first getting started, because that truck can either make or break you, and the route that you choose. You need, like, the route has to make sense, right? It has to be profitable. If it ain't profitable, if it ain't making you money, then this whole thing won't work. If the truck isn't a good truck, right? If you don't have good equipment to go out there and actually, perform, right? If it ain't a workhorse, then this ain't gonna make sense, right? If you're making all this money, but you don't know how to keep your money, then this ain't gonna make sense for you, right? So you have to, analyze your situation, like identify where you need to focus on to go out there, right? Where most people make the mistakes, where most people go out of business, is they buy the wrong truck, or they don't have the right route, or they don't know how to manage their money. But if you focus on those areas, if you buy the right truck, if you know how to get the right route, if you learn how to manage your money as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you will go out there and you will crush it. There's no doubt about it. You will go out there and you will crush it in trucking, but you have to prepare yourself, right? Be prepared. Like, don't just go in blinded, because chances are if you do and you're not prepared, you're gonna go back to being a company driver, right? Now, most company drivers make around 30% of whatever the truck grosses, right? Ballpark, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. But when you are an owner operator, you can net well over 50% of what your truck grosses, right? Assuming you manage your money correctly, like fuel consumption, tolls, etc., right? Like you, and if you, especially if you're an exceptional driver as an owner operator, and you go out there and you just run it up, you're gonna make so much money. But you have to keep that money, you have to take care of your equipment, and you have to get the right route. All right, guys, so I hope this video helps somebody out. If you're on the fence, maybe you're thinking about becoming an owner operator right now, and you want to do it right, you don't want to mess up, you want to avoid making mistakes and spending thousands of dollars and losing years of time, and you don't want to get in and eventually go back to being a company driver, then I want to invite you to a free trucking masterclass. Okay, I'm gonna put the link below down in the description so you can click on it. Join the masterclass, guys. I'm gonna break down how you can start your trucking business, how you can increase your chances of success, and I'm gonna show you how you can do it in 30 days. All right, guys, click on the link below in the description, join the masterclass, and go out there and be great with your trucking business. Let's go.